The deadline in this sector for voluntary presentation at the experimental center is 6 o'clock.
You're supposed to be an artist. Use your imagination.
Oh, thanks a lot. I'm all out.
What's happening, everybody? Shelton J. Think About It Radio. It is Thursday, a new show we got for you peoples in the mix, man. We got Miss Marcia L. Smith, owner, man, the CEO of she's trying to get some people in some houses. She's trying to get some people in some homes. She's trying to get some people with some financial education. And I'm going to let her just tell you guys what she's doing and what she's into real quick, because I know I would not do it justice.
Exactly
Miss Smith, how are you doing this morning?
Oh, I'm fantastic. Thank you. How are you?
I can't complain. Everything is great. Everything is groovy. Everything is lovely. We're here to help some people get loan ready. We're here to help them get their finances right. And first of all, we're going to help them get their mind right, as we were just talking about a little bit earlier offline. So introduce yourself to the people, Miss Smith, because, you know, they know who I am. I want them to let them know who you are and let them know how to get a hold of you and all the great things you got going on. And then we can get into the meat and potatoes of this thing.
Okay. Well, my name is Marcia Smith, and I am a realtor and a financial coach. I've been in the business, oh, my God, probably about 15, 16 years now.
Wow.
I got into the business, you know, based on my own personal experience when I wanted to go out and purchase a home. As a single mom, no doubt, with 2 kids. And, you know, I didn't have anybody to help me along the way. I didn't have anybody to tell me, you know, what to do, what a credit score was, how much money I needed. So I basically, you know, winged it, as they would say. And I said, out to myself, I'm like, wow, if this happened to me, what about everybody else who may not be a go-getter like me to go out there and just say, you know what, I'm going to make this happen. So once I closed on my home, I went and got my loan officer's license, and I started doing home loans. Well, when the industry crashed in 2007, 2008, well, I had to do something different because guess what? Subprime had went away because that was the bulk of my clientele. Mm-hmm. And I ended up getting my getting my realtor's license. And in conjunction with doing loans, I was also doing credit repair. So basically, over all that time, I basically have, groomed myself to become an expert in the home buying industry. And with my business, I now created about 3 years ago, the Home Buying Club. That is an industry or an area where I do a lot of tips about home buying, about credit, about budgeting, because I saw the clientele that I was working with, they needed that. Because most people want to buy a home, but they continue to stay in lack because they don't get the education. You know, they're not getting what they need. And I'm not, no disrespect to other home buying professionals, but they're trying to get paid. Yeah. Okay? They're not trying to spend no time helping you get your credit together. Once you get your money together, you figure that out and you come back and I'll help you out.
Right.
And I said, oh, my God, so many people are just getting lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
So when I created the Home Buying Club, that's what the Home Buying Club does. It gets you prepared. People always say, you know, people that even own homes right now, you know, I hear them say, oh, I already have a house. I don't really need, you know, that. Well, guess what? You may have a house and you're struggling to keep your house. You're struggling to pay your bills. You have no money in savings. Well, I also have a session within the Home Buying Club that helps you with budgeting. You may need help with your finances. But what I want people to truly get from the Home Buying Club is not about the house. It's a life-changing experience because once you get your house, you'll be confident that you're in a position to keep that house. And that's what a lot of people don't have right now.
Yes.
And that's what I want people to really get from this program. It's not just about buying a house. What is it going to take for you to get in the house and to keep it?
Yes. Yes. You know, when I've had my loan origination license since 2013, right? And when I went to Champion School of Real Estate, I was sitting in the class and the instructor was talking about, you know, qualification for home loans and how they do it and all that stuff. And I said, and I've been in the mortgage industry since 2000. But I told him, I asked him a question. I said, you know what? I've always wondered, why do they qualify people on the gross income and not the net? And he paused for a minute. And he looked at me. He was like, oh, what do you mean? I like, well, think about it like this. Okay, your gross income is what they're saying that you don't bring that money home. So basically you have a false sense of what you can afford because they don't include the water, the lights, the gas, tires going out, unforeseen circumstances. They don't put that into the mortgage loan. So I always say, so why wouldn't they just qualify people on the net income rather than the gross? How does that make sense? He stumbled for a few minutes and kind of had that look on his face like, dude, just quit asking questions, you know, because I was like, man, because I wanted it to make sense to me. I'm like, does that not make sense to you? And he was just stop. He's like, all right, whatever. Because to me, it sets people up for failure. Because a lot of people, that you said earlier, you become house poor. You got the house, but you have no furniture, you got no forks, you got no towels, you got no rugs, you got no nothing. And so you have no room for anything because now you have the house and you needed every bit of down payment program, down payment assistance. You needed all that. So sometimes it may not be the good time to get in the house. So that's why I really love and appreciate what you do, because you put it in their face. This is what you can afford. This is what we can do. And then here's the plan. You're not just going to just, here's a house. I got paid. I got my commission. See you later. You really, truly care. But because what you went through personally, right? That gives you a different level of empathy with the people that go through, rather than I'm just trying to get paid and bump it down the line. So what you went through was really imperative, and that's building a huge platform. That really set the platform for what you're doing, and that's very commendable.
Yeah, I tell you, it was hard, but you know what? I didn't give up because I understood it was about more than just me. I had these two people that depended on me, and I knew I never grew up in an apartment. It's like I needed a house, and I wanted to put my kids in a house, and that's where I wanted them to grow up. And I see so many other people, with multiple kids, and they're living in an apartment in such a tight space, and it's like, oh my God, how can you guys do this? It has to be more. It has to be more than about how you feel and you being comfortable doing the things that are non-productive, that's eating away at your money, opposed to you focusing on what you need to do to get out of that situation and out of that place. And that's what just really was set me apart, from everybody else, because I understand. And that's what I want people to understand about me in general, because I have been in this industry for a long time, and I have heard a lot of things. I promise you, it is so depressing and it's so incredibly sad, because some people don't sympathize with you because they haven't been there. They think everybody, has a perfect situation, because they haven't been in a bad situation. Yes. They don't know how to handle it. So then it just sets a lot of people off. And a lot of people, believe it or not, they get discouraged when the first person tells them no. It's like, why do you do that? But I get that, because when you don't know, you don't know. Yeah. And when you don't know, you feel like you can't get that answer anywhere else. What do you do?
Exactly.
And that's why I want people to understand with me. Believe it or not, and I know I shouldn't probably say this, but I believe in holding hands. I really do. Because I understand if you get this, oh my God, it is truly life-changing. If you go to my page and just read some of the stories that people are putting out there, I ain't gonna lie, I read some of the stories and I know I'm in it, and it's like it just brings tears to my eyes. What if you wouldn't have taken that chance to do this?
Yeah.
What would your life still be? And people just have to be willing to take that chance. Yes, it's going to be work. Anything worth having is going to be work. But you just got to put in the time to understand that if you just sit there long enough, the results are going to come. I promise you, they will.
Yeah. Baby steps count, right? They cheer a baby on when the baby's walking, right? Keep on walking. Keep on going. If the baby falls down, they don't say walking is not for you. They say get on up and try it again. So I would just encourage you guys, man, just to keep moving forward and keep getting an understanding of this thing. Now, you talked about some of these non-productive ways as far as spending money and stuff. Give me some examples of what you've seen in your experience of how we do some non-productive spending and that hinders us from becoming homeowners.
I'm going to be honest with you. I started my
be honest. Just think about radio. Honesty.
I started my Financial Freedom Masterclass last month, and it's a budgeting class, and it goes through everything a person needs to stop doing in order to help them get to where they need to be. And the number one thing that I have found out over the years that eats so much of our money is eating out. I have my clients look at their last 2 bank statements, and it has not failed yet. The average person is spending anywhere from $300 to about $1,200 per month eating out.
That's
and when people see that, they pass out. They're like, oh my God, I am so embarrassed. You got to be kidding me. I'm like, no, I'm not kidding you. You went through your bank statements and you saw it. And it's eating out that gets us, because we have so many things going on in our lives that it's just easy to drive through McDonald's or Burger King or go to Cheddar's and pick up something and go home and be done with it. But we have to get to a point where we got to put things in place. If we sit down each week and say, you know what, this is what we have going on this week. If we go and say, you know what, I got something going on with the kids 3 days a week. I tell people all the time, go buy a crock pot. You can put your dinner on before you can put your dinner on before you leave home. and it'll be done when you get home. No matter what time you get home, just put it on low.
Yeah, you're right. There's
It's
ways.
just the little things.
There's ways.
It's just the little things that we can do.
You're right. And that's cool that you
But
pointed
think
out.
about this.
Yeah,
But
go
think
ahead.
about this. If the average person spending, let's say, $300 a month, and they don't even have 3 cents in the bank, and they took half of that, $150 times 12 months, that's $1,800.
Just like that.
Once they see that money, and it happens every time, once they see that money growing in their account, then that number can grow. Because instead of them spending that $150 still eating out, that number can go all the way down to $50 a month.
Mm-hmm.
People want to see growth. They really do. But they need somebody to keep them accountable. And that's why I created the Financial Freedom Masterclass, because I keep them accountable.
Good.
I check their progresses every month. A lot of people say I'm mean, I'm tough. But at the end of the day, I get results.
Yeah.
Because I love what I do and I know it works.
Well, I've seen
And
some
I
of your
know
comments.
you
You
need
don't
it.
play. You don't play. You're not playing
I
with them.
don't.
You're not playing.
You know why I don't play?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to just put you in my business for a minute. I'm talking about in 2017, and we're still in 2017, I had $50,000 in credit card debt. I was able to pay my credit card debt off in 3 months
Just like
because
that.
I had excellent credit.
Just like that.
And because I did that, I now position myself to become debt-free. When I say I don't even have a light bill, I want to show people how that feels. Because let me tell you something. It has been a struggle and it has been such a strain having so much debt. And I know how other people feel. And I just want to help them to feel what I feel right now. And it's a sense of peace that you can never get when you have so much debt.
You can't. It's stressful. It's stressful. I mean, it's stressful. Like you get paid and everything you make goes right back out again. And then people get
Exactly.
frustrated, but at the same time, I see the frustration, but I don't see a change in activity, right? I see the aggravation, but I don't see the change again. So we talk about it, the paradigm shift. The mind has to change, and you have to see this. But a lot of times, we have people that's check to check telling us how to make money, but they check to check themselves. So it's like, they don't really respect that knowledge coming from somebody else. So it's like we have to get past that because, again, the appearance of having money is there. But do we actually have it, right? Because the average person doesn't even have $1,000 saved in a savings account, but they work all day. They work very hard.
They don't have $100 in the savings account.
Not even
$1,000 is a real big one.
And I
say this not to be, condescending, but
yeah.
I say this because I see this. I told you, I am a financial coach. People send me their information.
Yeah.
People tell me what they make. People show me what they have in their bank account. And I see this. People making 6 figures and don't have 6 cents in the bank.
6 figures.
How is that possible?
Yeah. Yeah. Lack of discipline. A lack of discipline. I think sometimes because you make those 6 figures, again, I think that's where that misconception of that gross income comes in. I make $100,000. How much are you bringing home with that $100,000? And so, but we're spending as if we're actually bringing home the $100,000. And so that's where that mindset comes into play, because you're spending as you have it, but you don't have it. How about spending what you really, truly bring home? Because, again, a while ago, I looked at my budget and stuff, and I was going through a financial plan. I'm like, oh, my gosh, I'm embarrassed. Because you think you should be in a better situation than you are. And so, again, when those numbers are in your face, and I think sometimes that's why a lot of people don't really do it, because it really will embarrass you once you really put those numbers in your face. And now when you have those numbers in your face, you don't have that excuse. So when you do go out to eat, and when you already know the consequences, that's on you, right? So I think sometimes, we don't really look at it and we can plead ignorance, or I didn't know, so we kind of like rest in that excuse. But with your financial plan, you put it right in their face. Look, we're going to take your excuses away. Now what you going to do? Do you want a house, or do you want to be broke, or do you want to be financially free? What do you want? It's all about what the individual wants, because one thing about these things that we do with her with the Home Buyers Club, with me with the loan origination, the finance education, it's not about force feeding you guys. It's about putting information on the table. If you want it, here it is. And here's the game plan. And here's the game plan. If you want it, no problem. And if you don't, then in 2018, you can be saying the same thing. Ooh, I want to do better. In 2018, I need to do better. But will you do better? See, the knowledge of needing to do better is one thing, but that action, that's what system, that separates the